Do you wish that you didn't have to depend on coffee just to wake up in the morning, just to make it through the day, just to have energy to play with your kids or clean the house? I want to tell you guys that there are wonderful alternatives, and there is a way to get off coffee and have a natural boost of energy and sustainable energy throughout the day. Join me on this video if you want to learn more. Sitting here drinking my sweet cinnamon spice warm tea latte that I just made. I'm gonna teach you guys how to make this here in just a minute. But I wanted to come on here today and encourage you mothers out there that might be feeling like you need to give up caffeine for some reason or another. And I want to share with you a little bit about my journey and why I decided to stop drinking my coffee in the morning, which I did every single morning first thing when I woke up, and a little bit about why I decided to get off coffee and caffeine in general, and how the journey has been, and some different substitutes that you might be able to try on this journey. Different ways to wake up in the morning, different ways to feel energy in the morning. So if these are things that you're interested in, then join me on today's episode. Okay, so first I want to talk a little bit about why I decided to give up caffeine or coffee in the morning. So my big reason why was mainly for anxiety and stress. I felt this past year, 2020 especially, I was feeling anxiety, which I had never felt before. Pretty much since I was a teenager, I hadn't felt anxious, and I was feeling my heart racing just with, I think, everything going on in the world and just so much stuff that I really felt like giving up coffee would help that a lot. Every time I would drink coffee, my heart would race and I would feel anxious. And so I knew that if I could give it up, that I would probably have a better shot at not feeling anxious. And I really hated the feeling of my heart racing. I had tried to give up coffee many times before in the past, especially during pregnancy. We all know that coffee just doesn't sound good when you're pregnant. So those were kind of the only times that I was successful at giving it up. But currently I gave up coffee this year. That would be 2021. I decided to do it and I was actually successful. Been off coffee for about between 4 and 5 months now, and I've been feeling great, and it really did work with cutting out the anxiety and the racing heart, and I don't feel that anymore, and I'm so thankful that I'm off of it. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I could give up the wonderful taste and the smell and the feel of coffee in the morning, but I'm here to show you a little bit today about how I did it and how you can too. I can honestly say that I don't miss the flavor of coffee anymore. I was thinking that that would be a huge reason why I wouldn't be able to quit coffee, but you make changes in your diet and you cut certain things out, your taste buds and your body and everything changes. The chemistry changes a bit. And so now I'm drinking my sweet cinnamon spice latte that I made, and I'm going to show you guys here how I made it. And it's very warm and comforting, and just exactly the kind of thing I was looking for with coffee, but it's just a nice warm drink without the caffeine in it. It's made with a red tea instead of a black tea, so there's 0 caffeine in here. and I think you guys are gonna love have to share with you today. So the first thing that was very helpful for me to give up coffee was creating a substitute. And so for the first week after deciding to give off coffee, I switched to a decaf coffee. Now, decaf does have caffeine. It does have 30 grams, but it's definitely way less than the 200 grams that you would normally find in a cup of coffee. So I switched to the decaf, and then after a little while I switched also to like a chai black tea, which does have a little bit of caffeine as well. So I was kind of slowly tapering off, and then eventually switched completely to herbal teas and to some other alternatives, which I'm going to link here in the description, and I'm going to show you guys a little video of some alternatives that I have available. But I'm currently drinking a red Rooibos sweet cinnamon spice tea by Tazo, and that's one of my favorites. I love the spicy teas because they do kind of are reminiscent of that warm, you know, coffee frothy feeling, and I just add some frothed milk to the top, and it just really hits the spot in the morning. So I recommend creating a substitute that you enjoy just for that time in the morning to hold a warm cup of something. So here's what I do in the morning. I just get my little electric tea kettle going, and it takes really just a few seconds almost to boil the water. And I get my tea bag going, and here's some alternatives that I have here. My Tazo organic chai, that's what I used first. And then the stuff that I use now, which are more like red teas, I have a chai Rooibos, a Dandelion chai probiotic. I also have a tea chino, which is kind of a chicory and chocolate, and I'll link those all in the description below. And here I'm just blended up some frothy milk in my blend tech, and I use that on the top to make a latte. Okay, so now once you've switched over to your alternative for coffee, you want to start incorporating some other habits, or at least I did, and I found that they were really helpful. So the first thing that I do in the morning is I wake up and I drink a big glass of just regular filtered water. If you don't have an amazing water filter, check out my link below for the one that I use that I absolutely love. It's called Pro One. So I use my filtered water first, and then I make my tea drink of choice. And so I really feel like that having the extra water in the morning, it just rehydrates your system and really helps awaken your body. Okay, so the second thing that I try to do in the morning after I've had my water and I have my little cup of tea here, is I go outside if I can, and like on the porch, or if you're able to take a little walk, it's very helpful. Just getting the oxygen and the sunlight in your eyes and the oxygen throughout your body really helps to wake up your body. All the oxygen goes through your system, so that's really what we need to be able to wake up every day, and I feel like it's a really good fresh start to the morning. Makes me feel refreshed and invigorated. Okay, so the next thing I recommend is getting a smoothie in the morning, or some sort of a green type drink with moringa in it. So moringa for me has been a huge benefit for creating the energy that I need through the day. So a lot of us that drink coffee, we know that coffee is always for that little jolt of energy that we feel like we need. However, it's really an artificial form. It doesn't give you true and lasting energy. It always ends you in a crash a few hours or an hour later. And so what I do in the morning is just put moringa into my smoothie. Moringa is full of antioxidants, vitamins, all sorts of good stuff that gives you a long, sustainable boost of energy throughout the day. Okay, so I've got my walk, my fresh air, my water, my tea, and then after I get my smoothie, then the next thing I want to recommend to you is making sure that you have had a really good night of sleep. So of course we can all tell how a good night of sleep helps, but I would like to just say that if you can make sure to get between 8 to 10 hours of sleep That is so beneficial to you feeling the energy that you need and not that fake sense of energy. You'll get a more sustainable energy. And I like to just listen to my body. And so I'm a nursing mother right now. I have a baby. I always try to listen to my body to figure out what it is that I need. So if you're feeling tired throughout the day, maybe it means you need a little power nap, rest when your baby rests. If he or she's taking a nap, try to take a nap too. Get a little bit of rest time in for yourself so that you feel good. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys, and don't forget to give this video a like at the bottom if you're still here listening to me. The last thing is, we all know that there's that pick-me-up time, 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, where we're either racing out to go to lessons as moms for our kids, or we got to make dinner. We need that little kick. And so where I used to grab a cup of coffee, and now I'm trying to look for other alternatives to coffee. And so I just look for really nutritious snacks that will give me that little boost, something usually with nuts and dates. I like to make these little paleo truffle balls. I can link that in the description as well today, so you guys can try those out. I'll try to make like a snack with nuts and fruit or something like that just gives me a nice natural energy boost. So friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope that this video spoke to you. If you're looking to get off caffeine or to get off coffee in the morning, I really hope this gave you some great alternatives to that, some things that you can try to do, and I know that you can be successful in it. And of course, above all else and above everything natural that we can try, ask God to help you, because God will give you what you need to break through anything that you're trying to overcome. And I believe that is our main source of strength and our main source of energy throughout the day. So friends, have a wonderful day and blessings on your journey.